Hey crafty friends, it's Andrea from Prairie Sky Paper Crafts, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Manitoba. Today we are copying and selectively editing or casing items from the 2022 to 2023 annual catalog. Today we are on page 90, and the card that we are going to be casing is this one. Now I am keeping some of the same elements. This paper was actually done as a DIY do-it-yourself designer series paper. I am, however, using the Sun Prints paper. So I've got this lovely piece of blue, and I'm using a piece of the back side as well. I've got some vellum, and the sentiment that I'm using is from Happier Than Happy. It's one of the stamp sets that's available in the annual catalog as well, and I'm going to show you a quick and easy trick with this one. So yeah, let's get started. I've also got some of the in color ribbon. This is Starry Sky. It's going to be a really quick and easy assembly today. I love taking the catalog and using it for inspiration points. Now, the edge of our cardstock that they used is a little bit tattered. So quick and easy tip for that. You can either use scissors or you can use take your pick tool and just kind of rough up the edges. I'm just going to use the scissors today. And just to kind of peel the layers a little bit, so you've got a little bit of interest and dimension. Now around the edges you do need to go a little bit more softly so you don't tear it, but it is a little bit of a distressed look. So if it gets torn a little bit, it's not that big of a deal. I prefer scissors when I do this technique. And the only reason that I prefer to use scissors is that they're a little bit sharper and it gets a little bit more of that distressed detail. All right, so it also kind of curls it up a little bit. So when I apply my adhesive, I'm not going to go right to the edge. I'm going to go in a little tiny bit. And again, as usual, 2 lines of adhesive on the long side. Eyeball it to center. And I'm actually going to grab my bone folder. I got a new one, so the other one, it still works, but it was looking a little tattered and inky. So I'm just going to bone nice sharp crease on my card base. There we go. All right, now for our layers, I'm going to need a pencil for this one and our stamp block. So what we're going to do is ink up our sentiment. Doesn't really matter because we are going to be tracing around it. And then I'm going to take it, stamp it off to get the ink off. Oops. And then we're just going to place it over, grab our pencil, and trace the outline. The outline tracing doesn't have to be perfect. And we do it in pencil so that we can erase it when we're done. And then we're just going to trace with, or cut with our scissors. I'm going to kind of go around that line that we just drew. And as always, when we're fussy cutting, we're not moving the scissors, except to open them wider when we need. We're moving the paper. Okay, and then if you have any of the pencil lines remaining that you can see, you can just go over quickly with your eraser. Generally, I would use a white eraser for stuff like this, but this one is a new pencil, so it's not dried out and it's not going to leave those little black lines. Okay, so there's that done. Move our stamp block off to the side. Now we're gonna do our layer. Okay, so the layer in the catalog was bow, cardstock, vellum, sentiment. So I'm not great at bows, so I'm going to show you my fairly foolproof way. Finger dexterity is sometimes a bit of a challenge for me, so what I'm going to do is take 2 loops, loop it around. Oops. Hold on to the end. Okay, well that didn't work. Try again. See, finger dexterity. If anybody has a foolproof bow tying method that they would like to share, I would love to hear all about it. I had surgery on my left hand, and sometimes it just does not want to play. Okay. There we go. We've got a decent sized bow now. We're going to trim. Oops. And in the catalog, our layer is, what is our layer? Designer Series Paper Vellum Sentiment with our bow behind. But I really like this paper. So I think what we're going to do is tuck the bow under, but not as much as it shows in the catalog. Actually, maybe not at all. We'll decide on that. We'll get this placed first and then we'll go from there. Okay, so we're going to stick our Designer Series paper and we're going to go right to the edge with this one. Now vellum, you can always see the adhesive through. Excuse me. So you want to make sure that wherever you place your adhesive, you're not going to be able, you know what, we're just going to stick this on top. You want to make sure that you're going to hide your adhesive. So we're going to figure out roughly where we want to place our sentiment. And for this one, I'm going to go kind of centered. And I'm going to go up a little so that we've got our little adhesive closer to the top, I think, with this one. And then, there we go. And then our bow is going to sit, I'm really not sure, make it a little smaller maybe. There we go. Now, I did have some tape dots here the other day, but now they've gone MIA. So I'm just going to use a tiny little bit of adhesive and I'm going to make my own tape dot and push it all into the center. Place our bow. And I think I'm going to trim it just a little bit. It's a little too long for my taste on this one. Oops. There we go. And I think we need to bling it up just a little. So we're going to bring in our in color dots. Might as well, since we've got some in color Designer Series paper here. And I am going to use the Starry Sky. Whoops. One there. I love that these are variegated. And there's different shades of blue. And then we're going to do one up there. 2. And I think that one. All right. So there's my take on the card from page 90 of the 2021 or apparently we're turning back time today, the 2022 to 2023 annual catalog. So we've used kind of the same layout. The base is our standard base, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It's a full half sheet of cardstock scored in half. I've used the Sun Prints Designer Series paper for my background, a little bit of vellum, the sentiment from Happier Than Happy, which is part of the Happy Forest Friends bundle, and some of our bling from the In Color matte dots. So I hope you're inspired to take a flip through the catalog and try something that you like. You don't necessarily have to copy exactly. You can use what you have, different papers, different stamp sets, wherever your imagination takes you. This is totally an inspiration and a starting point. And if you're in Canada and would like to shop with me, I would greatly appreciate it. The link is down below. And also, I would love to welcome you into my community. So pop over to my VIP group on Facebook, where we do even more fun stuff. And there's exclusive lives and projects over there as well. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell so you're notified every single time a new video goes live. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. See you soon.